Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope y'all been doing good. My name is Wesley and I have what's the word I'm looking for? Is it ADHD where you can't stay focused on one thing very long? You have to jump around? Well, whatever it is, like squirrel. That's me. Yeah. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here in South Mississippi. Sun shining. It's about 78 degrees. Good little breeze blowing. Days like today's when I love working in the shop because it ain't hot, it ain't humid, and I know those days are coming. And man, they're gonna suck. I mean, terrible. They're gonna be like walk out of the house and have to go right back in and take a shower because it's gonna be so humid. But anyway, what are we doing today? What are we doing this weekend? I don't know. I mean, I kind of got some ideas what I want to do, but I'm not for sure. We're just going to dive into some stuff and see where it lands. I've had this little trailer probably for about, I'm going to say 5, 6, around 8 years. Maybe 7, maybe 10. I don't know, but around 8 years. And it's looked just like this since I've had it. And it is a cool little trailer. And I bought it because it's small, it's lightweight, and it's perfect to pull behind my red F100. And it would look so sweet with a little bit of a facelift, with some fresh paint, a little welding, a little tweaking, and behind my F100 was something cool on it, like going to cruising the coast, either one of those fastback Mustangs or Bob's cool Model A coupe or anything, it would just be a cool looking combo. And there's some things that I want to change about it because it's getting time to have it sandblasted and painted. So for instance, you see this gap right here, and that fender's a little warped right there, but you see that gap between the fender and that brace, which is tied into the tongue right there? I don't like that gap. Can't stand it. It's got one right back here too. I don't like that gap. And I don't like these tail lights. And I don't like that marker light. And I want to go over all the welds and double check. And I think I want to put a piece of diamond plate right here, fill in this tongue. I want to remove those chains right here, remove this, and I want to weld some D-rings on it, on the front and on the rear. I like to put a small winch on it. Might not get that far with that this weekend. I want to cut some, I think I've got some aluminum diamond plate that I want to cut out and go here. And I want to box all this in. So I want to take these taillights off. I'm going to leave this brace right there. And I want to come, and y'all see how it's starting to dove right there? I want to come out and go back to the, wait, I ain't got you on camera. I want to come out and go back to the fender, and I want the taillight to be here inside this box, where this will kind of be like a step. I want to reinforce the fenders, get the rattle out of them and support that up in there. And they needed, see how this weld right here is broke, this one's broke. I want to clamp all that back, re-weld it, and just get everything top notch. Get it the way I want it, and sandblast it and paint it. Here we go. Slide you over a little bit. Okay, right there. Check this side. Bring you over a little bit. Let's see how high we can go up. Maybe I can get up under there a little easier. Okay, that's probably sketchy enough. I'm not worried about bending the ramps, because y'all look how these things are made. So they're curved like C-channel. You can see how they're curved like C-channel, because these ramps right here slide out the back. Yep, see, like right here, there's not a weld. I want to weld that. Let's look right here. Yep, right there. I like to put a weld on that too. Yep, like right here. So this is just welded in the front and on the side. I like to put a weld right there and one right there on both sides of that. So that's the reason I want to get up under this thing and check it out. But these things, they're strong, y'all. They're bent and curved like C-channel. And what I might do is come right here and put me a piece of plate right there above this, above each hanger. Not that I'll ever overload this thing, but that'll keep it from bending in case it ever decided to. Let me get some of this stuff right here cut off and grab me some scrap and see if we can't box this in. Look guys, our buddy Mr. Bob's done showed up.
What's up? Get her done.
Alright, I got them old mounts cut off, blew off. I didn't like the way those were mounted, y'all. Let me show y'all what I got in mind. See how I done them on my grill? That's recessed and boxed in right there. That's what I want. That way it'll serve as a step, but also look a little nicer and a little neater. Just getting all that junk took off, look way better. So we'll bring it back from there to about where this dove starts, come out, come back around, close in this hole right here, weld it all up, make it look nice and neat. Bob was here earlier. We went and got some lunch, and he went ahead and pulled off the brace that held the spare tire. He went ahead and pulled off the chains, and these front lights are all laying up here, getting it stripped down. And I have been contemplating and measuring and looking and digging through my scrap pile, and I can't find nothing here that's long enough to do what I want to do. And also, y'all see this big gap right here? I want to measure from that cross member to the front support right there, the beam going across, the big piece of angle iron, split the difference and weld me one more in. That way they'll be equally spaced all the way down through there. It'll add some strength, it'll look better. And I only have a piece here long enough to do that. And I called the metal place, I got one, but it's $120 a stick, and I don't want to spend $120 a stick on it. So I called my buddy Dylan. He thinks he's got some. I'll let him dig around and look. So instead of twiddling my thumbs, I'm going to try and get the camera in here, y'all, because I still got it mounted on a tripod. I'm going to get that fender straightened out. Other fenders are in really good shape. Let's see if we can't get this one straightened out and get this curve back right and make it look good, because I don't want to cut it off and buy another fender. I think we can straighten this one. So let's work on this, see how it turns out. Alright, don't that look like way better now? And it all kicked out and bowed out. Got the nice little curvature to it. Even got the inside piece right there. Got it straight now. So now it looks good, clean, and uniform. Got that side there straight. This baffle had a little ding in it. Got it going pretty smooth, looking good. I don't want to go to cut metal out. Well, I guess I could cut this rear brace out back here, because I don't think the trailer will move because it's got all them other cross members in there. This is not even welded back here, y'all. You can see the gap. See it under there? Now it's tacked on this back side. It's probably got 5 or 6 tacks. So we'll just take this whole piece off, and once I fix it and shorten it, I can put a little small piece back there if I choose to. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let me show you where I'm at. So I took this piece of plate, held it up next to that fender, and I ground, well, I marked it, and I ground this edge into it to follow the fender. You see my white line? Then I trace this out right here. So my plan is, when I cut that out and dress it up, it should fit right here. Then I can weld it from the back side, weld it from the front side, smooth it up real nice. I also went ahead and come here and clean some of these welds up. I couldn't get down in there real good, but I want to pull another bead in here, along here, and you can see right there where that's welded. I want to pull a real nice bead through there. My welding ain't the prettiest, but it'll look better than that. If I had to guess, y'all, I'm pretty sure this thing was stick welded when it was built. Just judging by the welds and the way it is and the holes and stuff. So. But anyway, let me go cut that piece out, get it dressed up, see how it fits, and I'm hoping that I can flip it and it'll mirror the other side over there. Alright guys, I don't know what I did. I screwed up. That weld right there is not happy. I think that piece of angle iron had a galvanized coating on it. Because you can see right here on the fender, it done good. Right here on this fender, this right here laid down really good. Don't worry about that. I didn't have my settings right. But anyway, that good. This right here, a lot of build up. It was just splattering and spitting and sputtering like crazy, and I could smell it. It smelled terrible. So I don't know if that metal had some kind of weird coating on it, but it did not like it. We'll dress it down with a grinder. But I'm happy with it. So let's get it dressed up and see what it looks like, and then we'll go to the other side. And the only bad thing is, guess what I did? I got that piece tacked in there and started welding, and I forgot to draw it out for my other side. All right, guys, I'm calling it a night. My grinding rocks are shot, and I have no more new ones, and I need to get in there. I welded out a little too far. I want to grind that back. That way my piece of aluminum bright diamond plate over there, whatever, will lay in there flush. This looks really, really, really good. I like this way better. Way better. Some primer and some paint. When this thing gets sandblasted, it's going to look good. And adding that right there, y'all, you see where it burned in back here? Look at there. Solid. That fender is solid, solid, solid. When I was hammering dolly and all that stuff was shaking around, well, that added some support down there. Good and strong. I mean, that was my ring. Good and strong, good and sturdy. So I'll give me some more grinding rocks in the morning, get all this ground up, move to the other side, and hopefully I can find a piece of metal to do the rear tomorrow. All right, guys, next day, back down here working on the trailer. Got it backed in and unhooked this time. Where am I at? So got this fender here welded up, got this piece here made and put in. Dylan come over and helped me a while ago for a little while. Got this section here welded. run another pass on this side. I'm gonna do the same thing back here. Gonna add a piece right here. Gonna go ahead and grind all this down and re-weld this through here. And I'm fixing to take this out. This piece of angle iron that's welded, let me move my air hose. It's welded just past the split and the dovetail is messing me up. I can't stand it. So it's only welded right here and in the same place on the other side. So what I'm gonna do is come in here and take the whole section out. I might just trim this plate right here. And Dylan brought me a piece of 4-inch channel iron. C-channel. So in order to put a tail light on the rear, what's this? 4 inches, y'all. So we need 4 inches in order to get a tail light in there and make it look right. So my plan is to replace that angle iron across the rear right here. This piece right here I'm talking about goes all the way across. As y'all can see, there it is under there. I'm gonna take it out, dress and grind everything up real nice, and I'm gonna step in to right here and do me a piece of C-channel all the way across. That way I'm putting a brace back in it. It's gonna be stronger. It's gonna be 4 inches, but the 4 inches is going to run out even, hang on, even with this piece of angle. Now, so it'll come out, it will turn and go here. And I'll just put me a piece of probably 4-inch angle iron or a piece of plate from here to the C-channel to box that in. That way I can put me a piece of diamond plate up here. It'll look good, the light will be inside. It'll serve as a cross brace and a support, and it'll match the front. And by the way, this piece of angle iron right there, running from center point of axle, as you can see, it's welded in right here. I'm taking it out too. And I'm going to get me another piece of that C-channel out there, and I'm going to replace it with a piece of C-channel. So I'll have a piece of C-channel going across here. I'll have a piece of C-channel going across here, tied into the ramps. Well, I'm calling these ramps because that's what they were. Tied into the floor, tied into the center pivot point on the axle. I'll weld it back into that. And then I've come right here and I've made me a chalk line. That is the center distance from this piece of angle iron to the front of the trailer. I'm going to split the difference and put a third piece of C-channel. So I will have 3 C-channel cross braces. It'll help strengthen the trailer. It'll all look uniform. These that are holding the fenders on, I'm leaving them. I'm not worried about that. So we're just going to do the rear one, the center one, and put one up front. That's way better than what's here now, and the trailers never gave any issues. But this piece of angle iron is 3 inches by 2, and that one there is just 2 by 2 angle iron. So I figured, being in the center of the trailer in between these axles, this one would probably see the most stress or load. So while I've got it, I'm going to go ahead and replace that piece with a piece of C-channel. So 1, 2, and a third one going right here. And that will be the frame of the trailer. That was loose. Alright, that one's loose. Alright, so I was going to leave this piece of plate right here, but I am Definitely gonna leave this piece of angle iron across here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out and get it out of my way. And I got a piece of diamond plate like this that I'm gonna put back.
Okay.
They only got this thing like tacked across the front, and it's laid in there kind of crooked. I don't like it. I'm just gonna take it out. That way I can dress from here to here up real nice. Then when we get our piece of C-channel back across here, I'll cut us another piece of diamond plate. I've got some left over from our cook trailer that we floored that with. And I think I got just enough to do this section and just enough to do the tongue. And plus, it'll match this and it'll look better than me trying to splice it all back. So let me get this piece here cut out.
Better?
Yeah. So you know when I started this yesterday, I was just planning on fixing the gaps in those taillights.
But you know better, and we all knew better. So, I don't know who you try to fool with that. It's going to be gold plated before you get finished.
Bob told me yesterday, he said, you need to sit in your design chair for about 4 or 5 hours. Think about it. You'll get it figured out how you want to do it. That was a bad mistake, Bob. I would thought too much. Now look at me. All right, I got this dressed up here. And I'm gonna weld these ramps, or the dovetail, I guess that's what you say. They come right here and they split this on both sides, and they bent these down and weld them back. But see right here, they didn't weld up underneath. See the see the gap right here?
I do, yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and weld them up real good and dress them up before I lay that piece of C-channel in there. So
Okay.
let me do both sides and get that dressed up. If you don't mind, get me a big crescent wrench. This side, I need to pry it down just a little bit to line it up.
Okay.
Oh, let's weld this baby on.
Okay.
Then I'll put this piece of diamond plate across here.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Good enough. Close enough. Oh, Lord, I'm back killing me. So the piece of C-channel is welded in perfect. If it ever comes off, it's because God wants it to. So now, I'll probably lay them right there, draw out my chop line, cut them out. I gotta find something to go from here to here. 4 inches. That way I can fill in this gap, and I can, I want to put me a side light right here, a round one. So it'll be tail light, running light, and right up here, I want to measure from here to here, split the difference, cut me a hole, put a running light right there.
Okay.
Because the way the lights were on here, they're just like some universal. They didn't flow with the trailer. With it fresh painted and a cool hot rod on here, I want it all to flow. Look cool. Oh yeah, we gotta build some supports. That'll be last. I'll brace that up when I get this fender welded back in. What I'd love to be able to do is I'm gonna put me 3 lights in here. And I'd love to be able to weld my D-rings on both sides of this. And I might just run me a little piece of square tubing from here to here to give me a little strength as you ratchet strap something.
Right.
But the only thing that worries me about that is when you pull a car up on here, the rear tire sits about in line with this bar. I mean, sometimes it's right on the edge of this dub. So if the rear end's right here, we ain't gonna have a lot of room to strap.
True.
But if I come back here, measure it and split the difference and weld one here, let it hang down, pull it up and ratchet strap it. I mean, these things are tough. God, they're strong. I tried to bend that one while ago. It wasn't no bending. So I'm not saying it can't be bent, but I'd much rather pull off of this piece of C-channel and let them hang right here. That would look way better. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get everything done.
You have to load a car on it and just
Right.
see where it sits and just go from there.
We can load the 69 or the little 65 fastback on it and see. Because up here, I'm going to weld a D-ring out here. I'm probably going to cut these off. I've never used them, so I'll probably just cut them off and slick that up and get rid of them. And then I will center the D-ring, I'll center it up with the ramp.
Okay.
So it'll actually kind of weld right in here. And I'm going to mount me a spare tire underneath here. That's where it was before. But I'm going to weld these holes up. I'm going to plate this. And I'm going to try to build me a little, I'm going to rob me something out from under with one of them Dodges where you crank the tire in and out.
Oh, yeah.
I'll mount it under there. And that way you can come right here, stick a rod in and lower it down.
Okay.
Because if I mount it on the trailer, a lot of people mount them on the side or up front. This trailer ain't big enough for that because our little winch gonna go right there. This thing was a pain in the butt, y'all. Had to trim it to fit around the tongue that's running up underneath the trailer there. Because I wanted it all to tie in together. 34 dead on the money. 34 dead on the money. 34. 33 and 7. Oh, I'm sorry. 34. Okay. Close enough. This old trailer pretty doggone square. I'll give it that. Alright. I'm gonna burn this in here and burn this in here, baby doll, and then after that you can move that jack and I'll lay down there and get all the rest of it. This piece right here, solid. I'm glad I done that. I'm glad I took that out, straightened it up. When I box this in, it's gonna look real nice. Plus it'll be strong. I hope I never bend the fender. Cause I had a lot of junk I had to cut loose to change the fender. This piece is tied in. It's tied into the tongue that's run up under here. And it's welded into these really good on both sides. I welded everywhere I could that made contact. So it ain't going nowhere. It's gonna stiffen and make the little trailer strong. The little trailer was strong before, but a little more ain't gonna hurt it. The only thing I am gonna do is, I probably won't get to do that tomorrow, is this piece of angle iron here, this little 2x2, I'm going to take it out and replace it with a piece of C-channel. And then the rest of it's just going to be welding on D-rings and getting the holes drilled for the lights. It's going to be a sharp little trailer. Why yes, guys, I'm in a good mood today. I'm trying to finish up on the trailer. I'm listening to some 50s music. Old Wolfman Jack on Pandora. Can't go wrong with some 50s rock and roll, y'all. Normally I'm a 90s alternative guy, you know, like Pearl Jam and Creed and all that, but I feel like some 50s stuff today. Oh, it's Friday, y'all. It's been a rainy week. Nope, I lied. It's been raining Wednesday and Thursday afternoon, but me and Madison got the yards cut, finished up this morning. Now I'm back on the trailer. Just got this piece cut out right here. It's gonna go like that. And before I weld it in, I'm going to go ahead and make me another one just like it. Because when I built the ones for the front, I forgot to. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw this one out, cut me another one out. I hope all y'all are in a good mood. I'm in a good mood today. It's supposed to rain though after a while, so I'm trying to hurry and get as much done. As you can tell on the trailer, a lot of the stuff that I have welded on and done, y'all can see it's rusting. That's fine. We're gonna get her sandblasted. I got a piece of C-channel on the way to replace that one piece of angle iron right there between the axles, and I'll get it cut out and welded in. I'm gonna finish boxing in these rear steps / taillights, and there's a few more little things I want to do. But anyway, all right. I know it don't look like a lot of work, but it is, especially when you got to cut out old crap, weld in new crap. When I lay this in here and get her all welded in, I'm going to put me a little piece of angle iron right there. That way my diamond plate can bolt one there, one there, one there. I think 3 should hold it. Because if I do 2 there and 2 there, I mean, it's just overkill. Wow. But I'm going to cut me a hole right here, put my marker light in. That'll look snazzy. Tail light here, snazzy. Aluminum diamond bright step right there. That way when you're going down the road and it's at nighttime and your light shines on it and reflects. Nah, I'm just kidding. I had a trailer one time that had diamond bright here on the fenders and had it in the front and on the top. And going down the road, if somebody was behind you, when the trailer was clean and the fenders was polished, it would blind you to death. But anyway, that's gonna look good. Got my little radius cut in it. So let me go make a copy of this and we'll get started welding that in. Let me show y'all where I'm at. So I got my pieces welded. Just to start welding. Oh, let me swap hands here. Okay, that's better. Check that out, guys. That's gonna look sharp, 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 sharp. I like it. It's fitting great. Gotta get a little nice edge around that fender. Oh yeah, a little welding. I went ahead and slicked that up right there because I want to finish welding that. The trailer was stick welded, but I'm going to run a pass over that and fill in that hole right there. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Alright, so come in here, and these little pieces of square tubing are welded into here in order to keep the ramp from sliding out. So the outside of the ramp rides right there, and they were broke loose on each side, so I went ahead and welded them up where they wouldn't fall out no more. That's just minor. It's done. It was simple. Come here.
and I welded in these braces. This one here and this one here. Already shot some primer on it. Cut my piece of diamond plate out, fixing to put it over that. I know you're saying, Wesley, why'd you do that? That's overkill. You don't need that. Well, just in case, I'm able to come right here and weld my D-rings. I'm hoping that once I load a car and measure, I can weld a D-ring on each side. There, there, and I can ratchet strap off to it. So I don't think the C-channel would have ever moved. I don't think it ever would have bent or warped, but that little brace didn't take, 15-20 minutes to cut them out, measure them, weld them in. And a little extra support never hurt nobody. So that's the reason I done it. If I don't wind up putting a D-ring here, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. You ain't gonna see it. It'll be cool. It'll be fine. One thing y'all will learn about me, I overkill everything I do. Oh, I went ahead and finished welding the fenders up on both sides. They had stick welded them, and I just ground them down some and run over them with a wire welder, and I added a few more welds because they rattled going down the road. And of course I had to do 12 welds down each side. I mean, you can't be uneven. Come on. I mean, it's going to throw the weight of the trailer off. It's going to look all funky if you weld 9 over here and 12 over here. So, I mean, you got to make them even, guys. I'm just kidding, but there really is 12 welds on each side. I hadn't cut my tail lights out here. I decided against plating here. This is the reason why. Let me show you. I was going to put a piece of angle iron in there, but that is the piece of aluminum I'm going to cut all of my steps out of. This piece right here is the same thickness. So if we walk over here and lay it, y'all see how thick that is? I mean, what is that? 1/8 inch? By the time I get them looking like that, let me get a little flush. Anyway, I'm trying to do one-handed and film one-handed. But anyway, it'll be something like that. So that is a short distance from there to there. This thing ain't gonna bend or warp. If somebody steps on that and bends that, that dude's huge. He must be a giant. So I'm not even gonna fool with putting in a little piece of angle iron right there. But anyway, I was test fitting my little piece right there. Let's see how it's gonna do. All right. Let's try this. Ta-da! Fixed. Tap your back. Yeah. Something like that. You got a bad bow in the middle. Alright, we can fix that with a little bit of weight. So I'm going to weld the left side, going to weld the right side. I'll go ahead and put some weight on it right in the middle to weight it down, and I'll just put some welds underneath on that C-channel and on that piece of angle iron in the front. And the diamond plate matches the runners, so it looks better than that slick piece of metal that was there to me. It's the little things that matter, guys. Come on. We got a flywheel right here. Oh yeah, this ought to be heavy enough. Wow, that was loud. Mint, perfect, ready to go. Let's weld her up. Good morning, guys. Saturday morning, back on the trailer. I'm gonna come in here and weld the bottom of this plate. Put a few tacks up under there. But y'all see this piece of angle iron right here? This is one I was talking about that I want to change out. So it's not welded,
right there. And I do want to pull me a bead right there for sure. So it's only welded right here, and it's not welded on that side neither, but try not to hit my head. It's welded right there, and maybe a little bit up top right there. So I'll get that cut loose, and we got a piece of C-channel on the way that we can replace that with. And I might have to trim the bottom section of that C-channel where it's gonna come out, just in case this decides to hit, if you hit a bad bump or transition into a parking lot or a curb or whatever. I don't want that to hit and bind my piece of C-channel. But I'll measure it. It might not stick out. I know this is 2 inch, so the piece of C-channel is 4 inch. It'll come down pretty far, so I might have to notch it to give this right here some room to move. We will see. And that will be the last cross brace that I change out and put in it. Because this is solid. I like this. And y'all remember I added this one right here up front. Tied it into the tongue on both sides. Got it welded to the floor section right there on both sides. It ain't going nowhere. Excuse me. And see, there wasn't even a cross member there. So I think 3 pieces of 4 inch C-channel will stiffen this old girl right on up, and she'll be stout enough for anything I want to haul on it. Oh, and I think I got some 3 inch plate. I'm gonna come right here, and I don't know if I'm just gonna add a section above each one of these mounts for these spring hangers, or if I'm gonna just run a piece all the way down. I ain't decided yet. So probably what I'll do is just come right here and add me a piece above each mount that's welded on. Not that it needs it, probably won't never move, but just in case. A little bit of reassurance on my end. And then we're gonna move to the front. This piece of plate right here, I'm gonna weld a cross brace across here and build a little winch plate. I want the winch plate to sit level with this piece of angle iron right here. Something like a 45 or 5,500 pound winch. Guess who's here? Jordan and Josh. I mean, yeah. I was thinking of somebody else.
So our friends from Indiana loved us so much, they drove all the way to Mississippi to see us. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
We met them at Newbern's when we done Power Tour, when we built Brandon's 57.
Yeah.
And Josh and Jordan bought one of the 57 wagons from Newbern that he got out of Texas. You following me?
Yep.
So when him and Finnegan found his green 57 that he calls Krusty, that come from Dickey, well, they went back and him and Brandon bought I don't know, 6, 7, 8 of them cars.
Yeah.
Flying Sparks Garage wound up with one. Trying to get my timeline right. Well, prior to that, Finnegan and Newbern was coming through Texas. They were hauling Finnegan's boat. And they seen that 57 on the side of the road and pulled in and stopped and asked. And that's how they wind up buying the car. Okay. Prior to that, on Finnegan's channel, Finnegan bought Newbern a 57.
Yeah.
Well, it was in pretty rough shape, so Newbern wound up buying the one out of Texas and building it. On that 57 that Finnegan got him was these tires and wheels. And I fell in love with them and wanted them ever since. Well, I asked Newbern what happened to them, and he said, when I sold the wagon to Josh and Jordan, I put them on the wagon. So me and Josh worked out a trade. He got a 5-speed right over there from me, and I got tires and wheels. And they decided to come hang out with us. So
They just like us a whole lot. That's
Yeah.
really it. Has nothing to do with the part.
So now I can have those tires dismounted, have those wheels blasted in chrome. Sorry. And now I got the wheels I wanted to put on my Tri-5. But I ain't got a Tri-5 yet.
You will. You will.
Yeah, but now I've got to have a 57, or I've got to mini tub a 55 because the rear wheels are 10 inches. So, I mean, we could test fit one on your 55, but
You ain't got to cut the lip out of 55, do you?
no, I ain't doing that. That's what I'm saying. We'll test fit one on your 55.
Okay.
So, they got to come hang out with us, and we got tires and wheels. They got a 5-speed, and Jordan brought us some awesome brownies. Y'all come
She
check.
brought us some Buc-ee's, y'all. Y'all know how much I love Buc-ee's. She brought 2 big, ginormous cinnamon rolls, some jerky, and she made some special brownies that are so sinful.
They did bring some jerky,
Look
but
Look how sinful the brownies are.
look at these brownies, y'all. I mean, oh my gosh, I
There's
done
4 foot of icing on top.
done dug into them.
Yeah.
She brought a homemade chocolate cake to Newbern's when we met them when we done Power Tour. That thing was awesome.
We all gained 40 pounds.
Yes.
apiece.
So they come with food and hot rod parts. I mean, you can't ask for better friends.
No.
I just spit everywhere. Sorry. So that's the kind of friends you want, the kind that bring hot rod parts and food.
Yes.
So
And drive from Indiana
yeah,
just to do so.
drive from Indiana.
10 hours.
10 hours.
10 hours.
So now we got to make a road trip to Indiana.
I know. I never been to Indiana, so yeah, I'm all for it.
All right, let me get this trimmed out and we'll get it welded in and call it a day down here.
All done?
For today, I am wore out. It's hot.
You look wore out.
I mean, it don't look like we've done a whole lot to this little trailer, but we really have.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have. I've watched, but
So that piece is in. So we have 1, 2, 3 pieces of 4-inch C-channel cross members. This little trailer is going to be here till good Lord calls us all home. It's overbuilt for the load that it can carry, but it'll do
it's
good.
Wesley-fied.
Yeah. You can see right here, I got to come back in here and finish dressing this up. But I got it welded in to the center point where these axles meet, or this pivot point right here. And I had to trim that out. That way I make sure this won't never get into anything going down the road. So I'm going to come back and dress that up. But it's welded to this platform right here. It's welded here. And the same way on the other side. It only had 4 welds on that piece of, see that piece of angle iron?
This one or the
Yes.
front one?
No, that one right there.
This one you cut out?
That is the one that I cut out and replaced. I mean, you see, look, that and that. So this thing, nothing should ever give, move, bow. And I still ain't took the time to cut out for my tail lights, but that's simple. But this little thing's gonna be, it's gonna be good. But Josh and Jordan are here from Indiana. They drove 10 hours. I don't want to work all day with them being here, so I'm gonna go home and get a shower and let's go take them out to eat and hang out with them for a few hours.
All right.
But this is gonna wind this video up, y'all. I know it was a boring trailer video, but it's what we're working on at the time. So I don't know if it'll be the next video. We'll see. I'm going to start building us a mount for the little winch and plating this up in here and building us a spare tire mount. I need to get all the welding done that I'm going to get done and get it dressed up to go to sandblasting and painting, because when it comes back from painting, I don't want to have to cut and weld on anything. So. But as always, y'all, I appreciate y'all watching. There's sweat dripping off my eyes.
Yep.
And I thank y'all for all the subscribes and the comments. And it's getting hot here in South Mississippi, as you can tell.
And this is barely May.
Yeah, it's barely May.
July, we're gonna die.
Right. So, y'all are wonderful. Thank y'all for tagging along with us. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. And until the next one, y'all please be safe. Love your friends, love your family, and thank God for everything that you have. Y'all have a great day.